Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Stefan Samuel, and this segment of the news is sponsored by Claire. Snowden leaves Moscow, temporarily asylum granted. Edward Snowden, wanted by the United States for leaking intelligence secrets, has been granted temporary asylum in Russia and has left Moscow airport. The former U.S. spy agency contradictor slipped away in a taxi to an unknown destination without being spotted. His Russian lawyer, Anatoly Kucherena, showed off a copy of his new documents granting Snowden permission to stay in the country for a year. As regards where he'll live, he'll decide for himself. He is free to reside either in a hotel or an apartment, but given the fact that he is the most persecuted man in the world, he's going to take care of his security, he said. The whistleblowing organization WikiLeaks, which has been helping Snowden, said one of its teams was with him. Russia had refused to extradite the fugitive despite numerous requests from the U.S. Snowden, who had been at the airport since June 23rd, is thought to have accepted Russia's conditions that he stopped revealing U.S. secrets. Photos show Castro's victim after rescue. Ariel Castro took issue with the aggravated murder charge related to the allegation that his abuse terminated the pregnancy of one of his victims, saying that there was no evidence the incident occurred. Judge Michael Russo reminded him that he pleaded guilty, and Castro said he did so only to save his victims further psychological trauma. Judge Michael Russo said the children of Ariel Castro were acquainted with the kidnapped victims, and that was a factor in Castro's abduction strategy. Noting that Ariel Castro had an outwardly normal relationship with a girlfriend, Russo told the kidnapper during his sentencing hearing, "It's clear you are able to choose who you wish to victimize." Judge Michael Russo finds that Ariel Castro fits the definition of a violent sexual predator. Castro tried to argue with the terminology, but Russo tells Castro he has already admitted to being one virtue of your plea. Moments earlier, Russo also complimented kidnapped victim Michelle Knight for showing remarkable restraint during Castro's statement during the sentencing hearing. Cleveland kidnapper Ariel Castro, speaking at his sentencing hearing Thursday, turned around in the court and glanced at his family members of the victims. "I am truly sorry," he said. "Thank you, victims. Please find it in your heart to forgive me," he said at the conclusion of his statement. John Kerry, the U.S. Secretary of State, and his Pakistani counterpart Sartaj Aziz have said that the two countries will resume high-level talks over security issues. Kerry has also said today that he had invited Nawaz Sharif, Pakistan's newly elected prime minister, to come to Washington to meet President Barack Obama. He said the talks will cover all the key issues between us, from border management to counterterrorism to promoting U.S. private investment and to Pakistan's own journey to economic revitalization. The U.S. and Pakistan had launched high-level talks on a wide range of security and development programs in 2010. But the talks stalled in November 2011 after U.S. air attacks on a Pakistani post on the Afghan border accidentally killed 24 Pakistani soldiers. Even before that, the bilateral relationship was severely damaged by a variety of incidents, including a CIA contradictor shooting to death 2 Pakistanis in the eastern city of Lahore, and the covert U.S. raid that killed Osama bin Laden, the late al-Qaeda leader, in the Pakistani town of Abbottabad. The resumption of the strategic dialogue indicates the relationship between the two countries has improved since that low point. But there is still significant tension and mistrust between the two countries, especially regarding U.S. drone strikes and Pakistan's alleged ties with Taliban fighters using its territory to launch cross-border attacks against American troops in Afghanistan. After Kerry wraps up his meetings in Islamabad, he is scheduled to fly to London. The State Department said he will meet Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Foreign Minister of the United Arab Emirates, to discuss the situation in Egypt and Syria and Middle East peace. Homs explosion kill at least 40 people. A series of giant explosions ripped through a weapons depot, killing at least 40 and injuring scores after it came under rocket fire by Syrian rebels. Video of the blast was posted on YouTube by activists opposing the Bashar al-Assad regime. It showed a giant fireball blasting hundreds of feet into the air, followed by a number of smaller explosions. The British-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said at least 22 people, including civilians, were killed and dozens wounded, some seriously, when the ammunition depot blew up in the pro-regime Wadi al-Zahab district after rocket fire, most probably by rebels. The explosions at the munitions depot, which is operated by pro-regime militias, caused a significant amount of damage to the neighboring area. Those living nearby said the attack hit a sports hall in the district of southeastern Wadi al-Dahab, which the army has taken over. The shelling of the depot came as President Assad made a speech in the town of Daraya, southwest of Damascus, saying he was confident of a victory against rebels. Daraya was a symbolic choice for Mr. Assad, as the town was once overrun by insurgents but has now largely been retaken by the regime's army. It comes as a United National Chemicals Weapons Investigations team announced they will visit 3 sites in the country where sarin gas attacks has largely occurred. Both sides have claimed the others has used chemical weapons, a claim largely acknowledged by the international community. However, it is hoped the UN weapons inspectors will be able to establish whether chemical agents banned under international laws have been used in the 2.5-year conflict. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
The government say it's all about the food. August the 10th. Foreigners welcome to the land of oil dung. Beers and strong rum, girls hot and can done. It's all about the food. Oil Dung Fest, August 10th, Lampama, and in the place.